Welcome and thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood today. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Thank goodness today we're going to be going over water and safety, pools, everything to your trips to either Lake Havasu or down to Pleasant or even along the Verde River, but especially also our pools here in Cottonwood, Arizona. We have two, and we're very proud of what we do have for a community of our size. Most communities this size don't have the pool structures that we do have as a nice outdoor pool facility and a indoor pool facility. So we're going to be going over and discussing swimming pool operations, types of pools Cottonwood has, our lifeguarding programs, learn to swim programs, pool special event programs this summer. The heat's on. I mean, it's June and we're already past 100 degrees for the last couple of days, and it's going to be this way now for the remainder of the summertime. So we have the pool facilities. They're time to get wet with your family and enjoy the coolness of the water and just be with family. Today with me is we have Jack Teal. He is our Recreation Coordinator 2 over sports and special events. Jack, thank you for being here today. You wear many hats, man. I wouldn't have your job for nothing, but I'm just indicating you do everything, and it's good to have you in that position. And then also we have Hezekiah Allen. Hez, welcome today. Hez is our Recreation Services Supervisor with the City of Cottonwood over special events, aquatics, youth programs, and a lot of other things too. Same thing, we kind of all duplicate job responsibilities. It's a constant thing that we do, and we are a busy team. Mm-hmm. And so welcome, gentlemen. It'll be interesting to talk about where we're at and what we're doing in our pool facilities and how we do it, because a lot of people don't understand the behind the scenes elements that go on. Right. Since we're discussing swimming pools, and we have many things going on throughout the summertime, but I wanted to make sure that we also hit on that we have our 4th of July program, our Independence Day coming up on July 4th. We also have our summer camp programs that are ongoing. Check in at the Recreation Center at 150 South 6th Street. And we have a farmer's market that starts up on July 8th, runs all the way through September 29th. And Jack is in control of all of that. We have tons of programs going on at the pools. As we discuss pools and specifics, pool safety and child drownings, I just wanted to go over that. I know a lot of times your weathermen on your various local channels in the Phoenix area, they go over these things with you, is, watch your child around water. And that's something that we take for granted many times, and I wanted to make sure that we go over that. As national statistics are really detrimental in the context of life, and especially our children. Drownings continue to be the leading cause of death for infants and children in 18 states. Each year across the nation, about 300 children under the age of 5 years old drown in a swimming pool. An estimated 5,000 children ages 14 and under are hospitalized each year due to unintentional drowning related accidents, whereby 15% die in the hospital and as many as 20% suffer severe permanent neurological disabilities. It's incredible. Arizona ranks currently 7 in the nation pertaining to these age groups of childhood drownings. It'd be great to stop it. It'd be great to be able to say that we haven't had any children drown in the Arizona area this year. The top 3 factors that we look at, Jack and Hez, which you guys know, is influences drowning risks are lack of swimming ability, and those are some of the key things that we focus on as a Parks and Recreation and Community Services Department, is that get your children to learn to swim programs, get them to understand that they can save lives as well. The other 2 are lack of barriers to prevent unsupervised water access. That's why we have fences around pools. And then the lack of close supervision while swimming. And this is the other reason why we have a mandate on guards at our outdoor facilities and our indoor facilities. And you should be aware of it also at your home if you have a pool or your neighbor's pool. Research has found that swimming skills help. Taking part in formal swimming lessons reduces the risk of drowning among children ages 1 through 4. Supervision in and around water, designated supervision such as a municipal swimming pool. It's the reason why we kind of go to swimming pools, because we have experts that are lifesavers, and they do an incredible job, and most of them are youth We hire kids, and we'll find out a little bit more about that throughout our community, and mainly in high school age groups. Remember that there is no such thing as a drown-proof situation or drown-proof pools. With that, again, thank you, Jack and Hez, for being here. Let's talk about our pools. Hez, how many pools does the city of Cottonwood operate, and what are their sizes gallon-wise? What are we looking at?
We have two pools, indoor and outdoor. The outdoor pool is about 300,000 gallons. The indoor pool is about 60,000 gallons. The indoor pool also includes a spa facility, which is inside the same structure but separate from the actual pool itself, body of water. So
we have on the indoor pool, we have shorter lap swim areas, and we have what, three lanes? Or we have two.
We're operating as 2 lanes
Two
now,
lanes.
so it's a little more. It's safer and it's a little more conducive to lap swimming. So,
are we going to try to do something with the outdoor pool with more lanes like that, or what are we going to be doing? I mean, is that something that we look at because of more swimmers interested in lap swimming, or how do we handle that?
No, we always have a strong contingent of lap swimmers. The challenge with a body of water in a facility is the different disciplines. So you've got lap swimmers, you've got water aerobics, and then you've got youth programming, and using that same space for all those type of disciplines becomes a challenge. So it's a balance.
So we have to segment out
right.
as to scheduling, and
exactly.
it's kind of a balance, like you said. It's one of those things we have to do. So these facilities, now the pool is 300,000 gallons, huge pool facility.
Right.
Now these facilities were built when?
So the indoor pool was about 1980, and I believe it was a grant, a federal grant.
Yes.
And then in 1995, it was refurbished, and then in 2010, about $1.2 million was spent to bring it back up to speed, more so to add additional lap lanes so that we become an AIA competitive type facility.
And that really helps both Mingus Union High School and then the Cottonwood
Immensely.
Clippers.
Yeah.
And
sure.
Makes their programs better because they can actually do qualified, certified meets that actually meet the requirements of AIA.
Yep.
And so the Arizona Interscholastic Association, is that correct?
I think we had some Olympic type programs come up last year or this year.
Yeah, the Cottonwood Clippers came up and they were doing a Olympic training session with them. They had some people coming in, and they did a summer camp, a swim camp for them, getting them up to that level. So it was really a neat thing.
Now, I just recently read that the Clippers are having a larger schedule this year. What does that entail?
So when Gretchen, the new head coach, took over for the Clippers, who's also the head coach for Mingus, she comes from a very diverse swimming background. She grew up in the Phoenix area, so swim meets are daily just to beat the heat. You know, it's a must. So when she came here, and it's not that the Clippers weren't already doing a great job, but she saw an opportunity to get more of those competitive meets and help those kids get ready for when they move on to high school. They're used to going to those meets every weekend, traveling, doing this, while being able to get all your stuff done. So it sets them up academically as well as it does competitively.
That's pretty neat. That's really amazing. It's something that fits very well with what the city does, as well as what the city council wanted to do when they, like you had indicated, we pumped $1.2 million into that pool in 2010, and we increased the size of it dramatically. We increased the gallonage. It went from 260,000 to 300,000 gallons, so it helps both the kids in our community and people that say that the city's not willing to assist youth in programming. That's one of the big things that the city council did, is they authorized that. And
we had to do that, from my understanding, because the plaster and the walls were giving way. And since we're in there and we're doing it already for the taxpayers, so they know, it made sense to expand it to make it more user-friendly and bring more people into the area and put more heads in beds.
Yeah, that's very true. Before we take a break here, tell us as to the two facilities, how does it break out cost-wise? I mean, what does it cost the city to run these facilities?
You know, the indoor pool runs 365 days a year, so it's about $175,000. The indoor pool or the outdoor pool is about $150,000. And it also depends on bather load as well, because bather load dictates our chemical usage.
And you got to realize that we're running the outdoor pool from May through November.
Right.
And and then the indoor pool is run season long. So there's the reason why, even though it seems to be it's a smaller gallonage pool facility and structure, it's run annually.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break here from our first segment and go move into our second segment. Talk to Jack a little bit more as it pertains to actual structure pertaining to our programs. And so we'll be back here in just one moment. Thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. We have the pleasure of having both Hezekiah Allen with us today, our Recreation Services Supervisor, and then also Jack Teal, who is our Recreation Coordinator too. Jack is responsible for a myriad of different things. And talking to Jack here during this middle segment of our program, Jack, as we talked about childhood drownings, it's a travesty, but it happens, and it's one of those things where we have significant challenges at our pools as well.
Absolutely.
And what are those unique challenges that we face involving prevention at our facilities?
Well, one of the most unique things for us is we are family facilities, so we get all different age ranges there, from the infants to the older adults. When you're looking at the indoor pool specifically, because we have so many different activities in there and so many different things going on, there's a lot to go over. There's a lot of blind spots where you constantly have to adjusting your position and where you're at and getting up and moving and following those people and making sure that you're scanning not just the top of the water, but below it and through it and underneath it, everything. And then you have the slide, you throw in the slide with that, and you have to make sure once somebody comes down, you're paying attention and seeing that person come back up, well, making sure you're watching all these other things. And then we have the elevated play structure, where you gotta not only be cautious of what's underneath it, what's on top of it, what are those buckets doing, what is the spin and splash doing, all the stuff up there, all of those are trying to grab your attention away from what your job is. So making sure that you're focused, you're moving, staying aware of what's going on. That's just some of the issues we face in the indoor pool. The outdoor pool, we're a big facility, like you said, it's 300,000 gallons. You got to scan every inch of that 300,000 gallons. That's a big pool to do. You have the diving area over there, making sure that, hey, once somebody goes off that board, there's nobody underneath them. They're swimming out to the edge before the next person goes. You got to make sure you're scanning the deep end area, making sure no kids are down there messing around, holding their breaths, or trying to swim the entire length of the pool. And then you have your adult lap swimmers over in the corner. You're making sure, hey, they're trying to swim a mile. Are they getting exhausted? Things like that. So there's a lot of different things. The kids crawling across the wall with all the daycares we get.
Right. And you're constantly, and I know guards are trying to, they're distracted in the context where kids are running, especially on the outdoor deck or the indoor deck. And we're trying to slow them down, stop them, because slips and falls happen all the time. So they're trying to concentrate on that. Their whistles are blowing. They blow whistles for a reason. And these are just youth. And, sometimes we get adults yelling at our guards,
Right.
but our guards take it very seriously, and they must, because in reality, it's lives on the line.
Absolutely.
And, I remember being as a kid, and the one thing we did is to find out how long you could hold your breath, go down to the bottom, blow all of your air out, and you're sitting at the bottom of the pool. Those poor guards.
Lifeguard's nightmare.
Yeah, it's a lifeguard's nightmare. And on the outdoor pool, the sun glare is so intense that they can't see down under. It's so difficult. And that's why when you guys are moving and you're changing locations, I watch the guards and they're still watching, as a lot of times they're changing locations just to scan the pool. They're an incredible group of youth that we have, and again, hats off to Barb Laskowski and as well as Dylan, and what they do as head guards is an incredible job too, and they are just incredible as well in what they are up to. I think we have one of the best guard programs in the state of Arizona, and it really it looks like it. It really does. They shape up. They're very professional, so it's really amazing. So yeah, those are the challenges. So how many staff are required to operate each facility, Jack?
A lot.
A lot? Yeah, that's true.
So every year we do a lifeguarding course where we bring on additional lifeguards for summer as some of the older ones are aging out and going off to college and things like that. This year we brought on 10 additional lifeguards to add to the group of lifeguards we already had. So we're up over 20 currently. And man, that's skeleton crew. I mean, we'd be sitting pretty if we had about 30 guards. That's usually what it takes between our swim lessons programs and making sure we're staffed accordingly. Because there's a lot of guidelines and things we have to follow. You have to make sure for every 25 patrons you have one lifeguard there, and that's just the minimum. If you're practicing best practices, you want to make sure that you're meeting that standard and exceeding it at all times, and that's really our goal with the city pools.
Well, I know that if people were to come over to your structured lifeguard training programs at the outdoor pool or the indoor pool, but I mean it's mainly outdoor that we get involved so much in. It's really incredible. How many hours are spent with those youth in training them and get them certified?
So the course, we do a Red Cross lifeguard training course, and it's about 36 hours, and that's based on a group of 10. So if there's more, it's going to take a little bit longer. If there's less, sometimes it can go less. My experience, it's usually right on that 36-hour mark, and then you want to make sure you're giving people ample time before we do the actual skills test to get their stuff. So I think this year we put about 38 hours in for our lifeguarding course.
Well, again, we have a top-notch professional group of people, and you're one of them. So I appreciate it greatly. All the work that you do, it's unreal.
Did they all pass the brick test this year?
The brick test? Yeah, that's right. They got to go down and get the brick.
The brick that's everybody's most
nightmare.
Loved. That's their most loved challenge, is doing the brick test.
And the brick test is, we have, what is it, 12 feet?
So the way the Red Cross has it is you have to swim 20 yards. You stand on the side of the deck. You got to jump in, swim 20 yards, retrieve a 10-pound brick in water depth at least 7 feet, and then you got to swim back holding that on your chest with your face at or near the surface. You can't go underneath. You can't let go of the brick. You got to swim back that 20 yards, exit the pool without using ladder or steps, and stand on your feet within 1:40.
So we actually go through SEAL training. No, we talk about pool sanitation, so we'll deviate here. Pool sanitation is it's a nightmare.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where we don't want anything to be a problem at the pool, so we sanitize. How do we sanitize the pool?
So we are chlorinated systems for both of our indoor and outdoor pool. We use calcium hypochlorite. So we are very much a calcium pool. I know a lot of people think that we're salt. It's just because the calcium levels in the pool. You got the hard water, you're adding cal hypo, you're going to get that salt taste. But we are a calcium system, our chlorine system.
Right.
And then with that, we have high rate sand filters in the outdoor pool that help sanitize everything. And then in the indoor pool, we've got a really fantastic Defender filter system that is a media system, and they can get down to 3 microns or something like that, the filter particles, which is extremely, extremely small. As far as the sanitation goes, the chlorine works amazing, and in the outdoor pool, we have to add cyanuric acid to help keep those chlorine levels up so it's not just constantly burning off, because the sun likes to do that.
It, yeah.
And in the indoor pool, we don't have the direct sunlight, so what we have to do to help keep the chloramines down and to help keep that chlorine there is we have UV sensors. We have UV lights in there that go through, and they act just like the sun. It's killing off all those bad bacteria such as crypto and things like that, and it's helping reduce those chloramines.
Yeah, and cryptosporosis is one of the real dynamic bugs that are really hard to kill. In the Phoenix area, they've had problems with that, and I've known that before. So it was like 2 or 3 years ago, they had a really bad outbreak of cryptosporosis, and so the ultraviolet really helps out an awful lot with that as well. And then keeping it up, and you've got guards that are actually taking residual testing every 30 minutes, or?
We do it every hourly.
Every hour?
So we have a checks and balance. Not only is our lifeguard staff doing it, but our maintenance staff is doing it. So a lot of the times it does break down to every 30 minutes. We're doing these checks between our lifeguards and our maintenance staff.
And one of the things that people don't understand either is we're moving a lot of water. We've got a 300,000 gallon pool, and we have to move that water every 12 hours according to state standards and specifications. And so we've got large pumps in there, and like you said, it's down to the 3 micron size. It's a heavy duty sand filter pump system and filter system, and so it's really pretty incredible as to what we do there. We're going to take another break here real quick, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about pools and our pool programming for the summer season. So thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager. We'll be back in one moment.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And we're enjoying to talk about our outdoor pool and our indoor pool here in Cottonwood. Again, we're very blessed in the context of having both an indoor pool and an outdoor facility, and it's just incredible. If you get a chance, I know that a lot of people know exactly where the Cottonwood Recreation Center is. We have brochures available. These are really small. They're very detailed. They talk specifically about classes and what goes on at our outdoor aquatics facility and our lap facilities. Guys, talk real quick about swim lessons. Our swim instructors are certified, and when do those swim lessons take place in our Learn to Swim program?
Our Learn to Swim program actually starts up this upcoming Monday.
Okay.
So that is Monday, June 6th. We do our first session. We have 4 sessions that we offer, 2 sessions in June, 2 sessions in July. They're 10 days, Monday through Friday, in 30-minute courses. Okay. And we do 4 different levels for those.
That's great. So get your kids in or your grandkids into the program and teach them how to swim. And now, what are the hours of the outdoor pool and indoor pool operation?
So if we're looking at recreational use of the pool, we open up at 11 o'clock Monday through Friday for adult lap swim. But before that, the swim team gets in every morning at 6 a.m. So you got swim team practices starting bright and early. That'll carry right up through 8:15, and then at 8:30 we jump straight into our Learn to Swim program. Wow. Our Learn to Swim program will go from 8:30 to about 11 o'clock. And then we'll jump from there straight into adult lap swim from 11 to 12:30. Okay. At 12:30, we open up for recreational swim times, and then that'll carry us through 4 o'clock when we go into our second session of Learn to Swim for the day. 4 to 5, we'll do our evening Learn to Swim session, and then we'll jump straight back into adult lap swim from 5 to 6. After 6 o'clock, the swim team comes right back in. They do their B, C+, and C teams, and that'll carry us through to right about 8:30 at night.
I don't even know how you do what you do. You know, it's just amazing because, I mean, there's so much going on at that pool facility. It's really quite incredible. I think we have more going on there than we do, I mean, than any other community, probably besides Flagstaff in the region. So it's pretty amazing. Now, how do I sign my child up for swim lessons?
We have a very fantastic front desk at the Cottonwood Recreation Center, and the ladies up there are amazing. We have Learn to Swim sign-up sheets. You'll go up to the front desk, you'll request one. You can fill out that information and select what level you'd like your child to be in. And selecting from the 4, we have a little memo on each one that kind of gives you a class description of what it is. Level 1 is water exploration, getting used to the water, having fun in it, playing the games, and learning how to get your face in, blow the bubbles. They're really preliminary steps to swimming. And then from there, it progresses up. Level 2 is when I would say you actually start to swim. Level 3, you're refining the strokes. And level 4, you're one step before swim team.
So what is the parent-taught class all about?
Parent-taught class is for the younger children who maybe aren't ready for swim lessons type stuff yet. Anywhere from 6 months to 3-year-old, we offer a parent-taught class. It's a parent-assisted, so you're in the water with the child the whole time. You do a lot of fun games. Again, you're learning how to blow the bubbles, to get your face in, submerge underwater, and get comfortable in it.
There you go. It's getting comfortable in the water.
Yeah.
And knowing what that's about. Hez, you were going to make a statement.
I think you nailed it there. If you have a question on what level your child is at, always start them lower. That way they become comfortable with the water, because you don't want a child that we put them in a higher level than what they should be in, and now they're having to go underwater and they don't want to go underwater.
Right.
And they develop an inherent fear of the whole situation. So
yeah, we as dads sometimes sit there and go, you know, hey, my kid can do this, you know, and you just kind of throw them right into it, and it's like, no, you know, we want you to understand that, because I remember with my kids, I was always thinking, well, my kid can do this or my kid can do that, and I've seen them, but it's always best to put them in the lower one, and then if they can excel or escalate from that point, that's great.
Yeah.
The main thing is have them feel comfortable where they're at, so that's a biggie.
Exactly.
So, you know, as it pertains to our programming, what do we do there? We have what we call dive-in movies. Tell us about that, both of you.
Well, this year, didn't we come up with waterproof popcorn for the dive-in movie?
Yeah.
We working on that?
I wish.
Yeah, we'd have something there,
Waterproof popcorn.
So we have this great program, and Jack does a lot of work on it, and it's called the Dive-In Movie Series. And it's every second Saturday of the month, we show a kid-friendly movie. Come on out, enjoy the movie. We have Snack Shack open. The Youth Commission does that as well. They sell pizza and snacks, sodas, whatever. It's just a really cool atmosphere.
How much is that for them to come to the movie?
Break out your wallets for this one.
Yes, it's really expensive.
It's 100% free. We don't charge for the tickets. We don't charge admittance. Come on in, have a good time, visit the Candy Cove, buy your snacks, support the Youth Commission, enjoy the movie, and have a blast.
There you go. Because again, what we sell there supports the Youth Commission on those nights. It's great.
Right.
And what's our first one out to shoot?
The first one is going to be next Saturday, June 11th.
Okay.
And we are looking at Inside Out for that one.
Inside Out, yeah, it's a good one. I saw that with my kids. It's fun, and my
people
grandkids.
Love it.
And my grandkids again. Yeah, you know, it's one of those that people love. You know, so come out and enjoy. If you do have questions, again, you know, make sure that you can either call the Cottonwood Recreation Center and get hold of them. I know the number's been coming up on the screen, 639-3200, and you can find out additional information there. Or when you stop by for your incredible workout, you can always grab one of these aquatics, you know, center pamphlets. They're great as well. So we talk about the lap swimmers and, you know, where do they do what they do. They actually work into programming in the fall and the winter time. You know, so explain a little bit more about lap swimming for us too, because there's a lot of people that have questions about that.
Yeah. Cottonwood is a very, very aquatic-friendly community. We have a big contingent of lap swimmers who come through, so we want to make sure we're giving them plenty of time. And during the summer season, we always have a lane available to them, and then we have separate programming times available to them throughout the day. So like I said, we have that 11 to 12:30 adult lap swim time, and then we have an additional 5 to 6, and there's always lap swim times in the indoor pool too. What we try to do is once the pool hours start coming down and kids start going back into school, we still operate for the swim team and things like that. So what we try to do is we try to incorporate some more lap swim times in there for them into what we do extended lap swim. And that carries you from August to September. And then if we still have the availability, we'll go from September to October on a monthly basis. As long as the pool is still open, as long as we have a contingent there still doing it, we try to offer that.
And we did it because Mingus Union Swim Team is in there, so it allowed us the flexibility to extend swim or lap swim programs.
Yeah, and it's a good program. So
I think it's August 1.
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah, it's really pretty close to that. So, now, just kind of our last question: Do we have any future plans for the outdoor pool? I mean, just to throw that out there.
You know, we've thrown it around. A wave machine would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Splash pad, to a certain degree, would be really cool. I know Sedona's having a lot of luck with theirs up at their facility.
Okay.
We're always looking at innovative ideas. Jack's throwing out the big rubber balls that float on top of the water.
Right. Yeah.
So we like to have fun with what we do. So.
Yeah, we do. We always do. Well, Parks and Recreation people, that's one good thing we do. We try to have fun at what we do, and but again, we're always busy.
Yep.
So, and I appreciate you guys very much. You guys do an incredible job for the city of Cottonwood and for the people that are structured around Cottonwood, all of Verde Village. When you look at Cornville, Camp Verde, people come into this community all the time and utilize our facilities. So again, my hat's off to both of you. You guys do an incredible job. We're going to go ahead and end this segment, and wanted to thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood here today and learning more about pool operations and our Learn to Swim programs and things of that nature. Again, if you have any questions, try to get hold of either Hez or Jack or the front desk, and they can answer a lot of your questions. Thank you again for joining us, as we always enjoy having you. I'm Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Have a good week and have a good day.